like we said before,
Okay.
let the intro run. You just point to. Hello and welcome to the Ross Cloud Podcast. I'm your host, Christopher Ross, and this platform was created to motivate and to inspire in hopes that you will become a better you. I'd like to give a shout out to everybody that's listening all over the world. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Ross Cloud Podcast. Listen, we have a very, very, very special guest with us here on today. We have producer extraordinaire. I'm going to call him a producer extraordinaire. Producer extraordinaire, entrepreneur. I mean, listen, this gentleman can do it all. We have the one and only Mr. Roderick Carter. How are you, sir?
Man, Chris, I'm doing good. Man. I see you doing good.
Yes, sir, I am.
I'm loving it.
Thank you, brother.
Bit of it.
Thank you so much, man. Man, I told Jamal, I said, I'm going to give him a name tonight. And, it's hard to get Mr. Incognito.
Okay. All right.
I love it, man. I'm gonna tell you, man, you're like this gem, like in all seriousness, brother. You're like this gem and this diamond that a lot of people they should know about you, but boy, it's hard to find you. But like you told me before, if you got my number, you can find me.
That's true. That's true.
So how you been, Rod, man?
Man, I've been doing good, man. I keep I'm always on the grind, and I'm approachable.
Absolutely.
But I'm the type of person I like to create.
Yes,
and
sir.
when I'm creating, I'm not visible.
That's right. I got you. You in the lab.
I'm in the lab.
Yes, sir.
And so, and it's funny because I could be finished with one project and I go through my book and I got other projects. So it's just a continuous thing.
Yes, sir. You never get tired.
I never get tired.
You always create.
I found out, man, when you are the type of person that is constantly trying to grow, and create, it keeps you young, it keeps you healthy, it keeps you going.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It's a constant grind. I was just sharing with you a few minutes ago, me and Jamal, I got here this morning probably about 5:30 a.m. My day started about 5:30 a.m. And I think Jamal got in about probably I think he surprised me actually because he got here like 7:30. So when he knocked on the door, I was like, who could be here at 7:30? I'm usually here by myself, which gives me the time to create and plan and think about what's next.
Right.
And oftentimes it's like right on the spot, spontaneous. But to your point, it takes a great deal. I heard what you said before, that grit, that grind, getting in. Where did that work ethic start for you, Rod, with that?
I honestly don't know.
Really?
I honestly don't know. You know what? I used to go to Pastor Hiawatha Hemphill's church up in High Point. Servant's Heart Worship Center. And he had this series called The Great God Experience. And that kind of stuck with me.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm experiencing what God put in me.
Yeah.
When I complete that, what else you got?
What's next?
What's next?
I feel you.
Yeah.
What's next? So it's constant.
It's constant.
Always. Yeah. And it takes a very special person to be with someone that's a creative too.
Yeah.
They have to be a very secure individual too as well. So this is beautiful, bro. I want to give you your flowers though. Okay. Before we get going, I'm gonna give you your flowers because you probably don't remember. As we were conversating a little bit earlier today before you got here, you've been doing this, man, as long as I can remember, Rod. And we were reflecting. I was reflecting a little bit beforehand, and I think one of the things that we talked about, I said, do you remember when you was with Jesse O'Banner? I think was you doing engineering for him then, or was that you
both engineering and playing?
That's what I thought. That's right.
Yeah.
And I was just saying, I was like, do you know how far back that is? Like, man, that's like 19.
It's in the 90s.
That's 1990s, wasn't it? Period.
Because I was I remember that. Yeah. I was out of the military.
That's right.
I was out of college.
Mm-hmm.
And actually I started. Well, I started in basketball.
Yep, absolutely.
Engineering at 12 years old.
Yes.
And when I got in the military, I started buying recording equipment. When I was in the military.
Okay, see, I never knew that.
And then when I got out, and I produced or engineered, I should say, some projects while I was in the military.
I got you. See, this is great. What college did you go to, Rod?
I went to Forsyth Tech.
Forsyth Tech.
Yeah.
Did you take up engineering, or was it business?
I did. It was engineering. Robotics. It's electromechanical engineering.
Oh man, this is beautiful, man. This is just absolutely amazing, because sometimes you're with people and you're beside people, but you really don't know what they're working on. You know what I mean? They're just on the grind.
Yeah.
You just know, oh, that's Rod.
Yeah.
Oh, that's whoever.
But I got a secret to that. I found out, and this is for anybody that is a creator, entrepreneur. Sometimes you can't tell everybody what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I found out that if I did it before you had a chance to put anything negative in my mind, it's too late to say I can't do it.
That's right.
After it's been done.
That's right.
So a lot of times I just do what I do.
That's right.
And you got to catch up to where I'm at to see what I'm doing.
That's a good point. I think that's wise to do that, though. I think it is wise to keep stuff to yourself, because what God is sharing with you in that moment, at that time, and at that space, it's not for everybody.
No, it's not. And he would direct you to people that you need to tap into that's a part of that. And even in that, you have to be real careful.
Yeah, you do. I totally agree. And I must say, you dropping gems already, man. But it's good gems. It's truthful. It's truthful too. It's coming from a very honest space. Rod, let me piggyback.
Okay.
So I don't miss steps. Let me go back. So I'm gonna give you your flowers.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say early 2000s, I think it was.
All right.
Several times I had the wonderful pleasure of watching you build your own studio. Do you still have that same studio?
I have a wonderful studio at the house. I was downtown.
Yeah, but that's the one I remember.
Okay.
The one you were building then.
Yeah.
Then, and I remember you telling me. See, we done had some conversations, Rob. And you said, Ross, when I build this studio, when I build this one, it's gonna be the one. And then you invited me out to it. But I think you were working with some hip hop artists at the time.
Yeah, I've worked with a lot.
You work with a lot.
Whether they went anywhere or not, that's on them.
But you work with a lot of.
Even here in Greensboro.
Okay, I'm sure.
Lawrence Chandler had a studio here. I don't know if he still does.
Really?
And I would come down and we would chop it up. Now, we would just share ideas and stuff.
Sure.
So I was coming over here too.
Yeah. Okay, man. Awesome, man. And you spoke into my life at, I think we were downtown. This was downtown. Downtown on the 25th floor.
Okay, I got you.
I won't call
I'm
names.
there with you. I'm there with you.
Okay, it was on the 25th floor, and you were doing your radio broadcast.
Okay.
And you invited me in. I think I might have sung something that day.
Okay, that was his radio broadcast.
Okay, that was.
But I was still doing mine.
But you were still doing mine.
He wanted to do. He found out what I was doing. He wanted to do it too.
Say no more.
Yeah.
But
he already had a plan because that's what their family been doing for years.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. Cool. So you said to me, you was talking to me, and I was amazed. Then I said, man, how long you been doing this? He said, Chris, what? I said, man, I had a radio station forever and a day.
Yeah.
And I just at that time I just didn't remember. But the one thing you said to me that impacted me is crazy because I'm going in that direction now without divulging of too much information. But
all right.
I remember when you said to me, you said, Ross, you can do this. It's really not that hard.
Mm-hmm.
I remember you saying it just like that to me. Right after we done, you said, that's it, we done. I said, nothing else. You said, yep, that's it, we done.
Right.
And we went our separate ways. So I want to thank you for that. I want to thank you for that.
Problem.
Yeah,
I
man.
see you came back around. Because see, for those who may not know, I've always known Chris as a singer.
Yeah, absolutely.
But when you started asking about that, I was like, oh, okay.
I remember
to do something a little different.
Yeah. That's absolutely right.
It's good to see you making it come to life. Man.
Yes.
I love that.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. It's a lot of hard work.
Mm-hmm.
What they don't tell you. A lot of folks probably don't tell you that. It's a lot of hours, a lot of work,
yes.
Proper planning too. Mm-hmm. Proper planning and research too as well. So I know you as a keyboardist, a writer. I know of some of the great things that you've done. You probably don't remember this either, but just to show you how far back we go.
All right.
But you and Jamira wrote a song. And you guys, I think you guys wrote a song together. Am I correct? A lot. Y'all wrote a lot of songs together. And a lot of praise and worship songs, the gospel songs.
Mm-hmm.
And you are actually you're part of BMI, am I right?
Yes, I'm BMI writer and publisher.
There it is. All right. We ain't got to say no more. Also, some of your music was actually played on the Grammy Awards too. Okay. Yes, sir. Okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
How did that come about, Rod?
You know what? It all starts with the foundation. Mm-hmm. And I teach some of this on some of my websites. Mm-hmm. It all starts with the foundation. I never forget, Jamira and I, we did this song called I Can Dance, right? Mm-hmm. And it's funny because I was almost in a head-on collision on my way to the studio downtown.
Wow.
And I was like, we not finna have that today, right?
Right.
So I get to the building, go to the mailbox, and it was from BMI. I looked at it, opened it up. Man, I about fell on the floor. And I looked to see where did that come from?
Yeah.
And it was somebody used the song we did on the CBS or ABC figure skating.
Wow.
And yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. And I got on the phone. I called Jamira. I said, Jamira, have you got your mail yet? She's like, what? No, what? I said, girl, go call me when you get your mail.
Yeah. And she called you.
Yeah. So, but that would not have happened had we not had our foundation in place.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I heard you mention about teaching. So you teach songwriters and teach creators.
I don't do teaching on the song side. I started to do production teaching.
Okay.
But there was so many people doing it on YouTube. And I was like, yeah. And so I left that alone. But I do teach internet marketing, and I also teach radio stations how to use specific software. Mainly Radio DJ.
Yeah.
That's a software, and Sam Broadcaster
Pro. Okay. Which one is the best? Are those the best ones to use software wise? Would you say?
I did Sam Broadcaster Pro for about 12 years.
Wow.
And then they started changing some of their business model.
Yeah.
And of course, Windows kept updating.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew about this program called Radio DJ. So I went back and looked at it, and it's from a company overseas. I think of Romania. And I didn't understand it, but because I wanted something new, and it's free.
I was just about to ask you that.
It's a free software.
It's a free software.
And to me, it is extremely powerful. Now, there are some high-end stuff that if you're doing internet radio, you really don't need. If you're doing terrestrial radio or whatever, maybe, possibly. But Radio DJ and Sam Broadcaster works Both.
When you say terrestrial radio, what do you mean, Rob?
All right, terrestrial radio is your AM, FM.
Okay, gotcha.
Over the air. We call it over the air.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay,
gotcha.
And then there's internet radio and, of course, satellite radio. I deal with mostly internet radio.
Okay, I got you. What's the pros and cons
of which one?
Either one of them. Either one. Would you say, in your opinion?
Internet radio is the least expensive.
Okay.
You can get started today with little or nothing.
Wow.
Whereas, of course, with AM, FM, first of all, you got to find out from the FCC if there's a frequency available in your city.
I got you. And I know what the FCC is. Could you tell the folks what FCC is? Ooh. For those folks who don't know.
The Federal Communications.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I forgot what the other stuff that was.
But that's it, though.
But basically, they control or they lay the guidelines out.
Yes, sir.
For transmission.
Yes, sir.
That's TV, radio, satellite, Wi-Fi, anything that deals with radio signals. Your telephone, cell phone towers, FCC deals with that.
In your opinion, Rod, do you think it would be wise for somebody to actually purchase a radio station? The way the internet is, and I know it's a tough one, but would that be a good investment?
It's tough because there's always been a fight between terrestrial and internet.
Okay.
Terrestrial was like for years they was like, oh, that ain't nothing. Tossed it to the side.
I got you.
But then it started creeping up. And now it's like, okay, we got to do both terrestrial and internet at the same time if we're going to keep up.
Understood.
Now they're getting ready to make radios in your cars that don't do AM. And I'm like, okay, what? If I got an AM station, nobody can get me. They're going to have to buy, or it's going to die. It's about to die. AM is about to die.
So internet radio really and FM radio is
killing it.
Wow.
It's killing it.
Wow. So when you're creating, one of the questions I wanted to ask about that, when you're creating that DJ list, how do you, when it comes to copyright, do you take care of the copyright?
You got to get licensed.
Is that expensive, Rod?
Depends. A lot of people will go to Live 365. They have live365.com. They have packages you can buy. Okay. If you're just starting out, I do not recommend getting the big package.
I got you. Yeah.
I know people have ambitions, goals, and they think this is going to be hot, this is going to be smoking. You're competing with 50 to 100,000 other internet radio stations.
Got you.
So it's
slow walk yourself.
Slow walk
in there. I got you.
Okay. Then that's one license company. Now you can get your license directly from BMI, ASCAP, CSAC, and Sound Exchange. That's a little bit expensive. Again, I wouldn't do that if I'm just starting out.
Sure.
And then I use a company out of Canada called Streamline.
I think I've heard of them.
Yeah. And Stream is with 2 E's instead of EA. Now, the difference with them is they're like Live 365. When you buy your streaming account from them,
the
license is included with it.
Okay.
So you're covered. There's a lot of bootleggers out there. And,
I'm sure they can jack.
Well, they coming, they knocking on doors. They're knocking on doors.
I got you. And they'll jack your radio station, huh?
Yeah.
Nobody's safe. How do you protect that? Like, how do you protect
getting
that?
License?
Getting license and all of that
Just
stuff
get
too. And once you get the license, you're good. Okay, cool.
You're good.
Now I can understand why it's so expensive, because it probably has the protection for you within those packages, right? The licenses. And you see what I'm asking?
Put it to you like this.
Okay.
I remember Live 365 before they shut down.
Okay.
They were doing what I consider to be some shady things.
Okay.
Your bill might be $50 a month, and then all of a sudden you get a $600 bill, and they say, well, you had 5,000 listeners this month. To me, that's shady.
Yeah, it is.
Now, how I found out it was shady was when I was helping people, and they were switching from that to some of these other licensees.
Yeah.
They didn't have no listeners.
Really?
And I'm like, how can you not have listeners if people are going to your website to listen to you?
Mm-hmm.
And all you did was change streaming companies, but they still click and go to your website to listen. How all of a sudden now you got 20 listeners?
I got you.
There's something funny going on with that.
Yeah, something funny. Yeah, I agree.
But they got new management now. I don't think they're doing that.
Okay, that was then. Okay.
How much do you think it costs? The licensing cost?
If I had to guess, I'm gonna say a cool. I always say 1,000.
If you go through Streamline,
Mm-hmm.
their smallest package is $5.99 a month.
600.
$5.
Oh, $5.99.
What a month?
Man, get out of here, man. I'm not even gonna talk about the streaming service I got. $5.99.
Yeah, of course there are some. As you go up, you do more.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think the top package is what I have because I can license 3 stations under that.
Understood.
How much you think that is?
$150.
Okay, $25 a month.
Wow, I got you.
People used to call me so much, and they still do.
I'm sure they do, bro. I know they do, man.
I did not realize how I didn't know how well my name was known.
Oh, absolutely right.
In the internet radio community.
Oh man.
I would get calls from Germany, Italy,
yeah,
Poland.
Yeah.
And I was like, how did you hear about me?
And
they told me the name of the company that made the software told me to call you.
I got you.
I'm like, really?
Yeah. I got you.
And they finally reached out to me and asked me to make videos for them. But see, on my training site, I was charging a one-time fee to get access to the training videos.
Understood.
And I was like, well, if I do videos for y'all, cutting myself out there. Yeah. So I told them to give me a price, and they didn't want to do that. So that didn't
work out.
Nah, that didn't work out.
I understand. I don't know why people always want stuff for free.
They do.
Yeah.
And it's bad on internet radio, but we're not gonna go there.
Okay, I got you. Say no more.
But
go ahead.
But as far as that is concerned, I do have 3 stations.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
The one you're talking about that I had for years.
Yeah.
NIA Radio Network.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All gospel.
Yes,
it used to be a mix, but I split it, and I put secular on one and gospel on the other.
Yeah. And you won an award or 2 or 3.
Did I win it? I
got you
nominated.
You got nominated, but I thought you won.
I might have. I don't get into all of that. And I have a radio partner, Andre L. Carter over Synergy One Radio.
Yes, sir.
He's won Stellars and stuff like that.
Okay, I could have sworn you won an award.
I just don't get into all of that.
I know you don't, man.
I just don't.
But that's why God blessing you like that.
I just do what I do, and I help people.
Mm-hmm.
And I just keep it moving.
Yeah, yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Make more money and keep it moving.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think it's wonderful, man. I've heard some of your interviews too on your podcast. I heard, but not in no podcast. You got radio. It's a radio broadcast. It's live radio.
Yeah.
So I've heard a few of your interviews, and I'm telling you, man, I thought it was awesome, man. Yeah. Which when I heard it, I was like, man, Rod be on it.
But like you, I had to learn that.
Yeah.
I'm still learning that. I got people calling me all the time wanting to do interviews, and I ain't really feeling it. But I might get back into that.
Yeah.
Now the other 2 stations is Real People Talk Radio.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I want to talk to you about your platform being on that network.
Say no more.
The other one is the triadcomeup.com.
Really?
Local artists.
Okay. Yeah.
But even outside people trying to get on that station too.
It's kind of tough.
It's tough. I want it to be for Winston-Salem, Greensboro, High Park.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
I got people from everywhere trying to get on there.
Oh, absolutely, man. We're gonna talk. Yeah. Definitely, man. This right here has been. I'm gonna tell you, Rod. To see someone. Number one, you're so humble, man. But you've always been that way. Yeah. You don't fool with a lot of people either. You do the work though. And I always used to say, oh, Rod is like, people know what he can do, but God, Rod is like, Rod. Even when I first heard you play, you know what I'm saying? Even when I was playing, I was like, man, did you know Rod could play like that? Like, did you know Rod could do this and that? You know, he do internet radio too. You know, he do this. And that was then. Yeah. Because you build software too. Am I right?
Yeah. I started, you know, Cheryl Underwood, right?
Yeah.
Comedian. She had a radio show. She still does.
Yes.
We picked it up and it comes in 16 pieces. Okay. I mean, it's broken up. Yes, it allows stations to put commercials and music in between those segments.
Understood.
So every night I would have to download that manually and put them in the proper place.
Gotcha.
And me and one of my radio friends out in California, he was like, man, we love the show, but good gracious. This is like work, you know?
Absolutely.
And some days I would miss.
Okay.
Because this is a Monday through Friday thing.
Okay, gotcha.
You know? Mm-hmm. And I say, man, there's got to be a better way. Mm-hmm. And so I started looking at software, Windows software, and I started creating. I created the software. It downloads the show and get it ready for you. Man, me and 2 other stations, we was loving it.
Man, I think that's awesome.
And so that turned into, of course, you know, a lot of other stuff.
Sure, man. Sure. So with that software, how did you begin with software, Rod? Like, where did that begin? I know many years ago. When did it like?
No, it was when I was 16.
Yeah.
I started learning basic Windows Basic.
Yeah.
DOS.
Yeah.
And I was actually making games. They was, you know, stick people games, but
still, Rod, still was a game though,
it
brother.
was a game.
Yeah.
And I had to type it. My mom bought me a VIC-20 computer.
Ooh.
I didn't have a disk drive to save that.
Yeah.
I wrote this code out in a notebook, pages of code. If I wanted to play the game, guess what I had to do? I had to type all that code in. Yes, sir. And I made, but my best game I ever made was 2 stick people running. So it could be you and another person, y'all on the keyboard.
Yeah. Oh Lord.
But that's when it started.
That's when it started.
Yeah. But it didn't grab hold until probably about 4 or 5 years ago.
Did it really?
Yeah. I even took a computer class in high school. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if the guy wasn't a good instructor.
Okay, gotcha.
Mm-hmm. It was Pascal. But he kind of brushed me off.
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
Passed me with a D. So I didn't learn anything out of that class. So I was like, wow.
Pushed you on out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I look back and here it is years later. I'm sitting here writing code, selling it to the radio broadcast people to do certain things that their station can't do, or certain things that frees them up.
Yeah.
You know, I had one guy, he's in Texas. What is the station? I can't remember the call. I think it's 1035. He's in Texas.
Yeah.
And he's got a lot of people sending him content in, right?
Sure.
So he called me because he was having problems with his broadcast. He's running Sam Broadcast. And I saw that he was doing, I was like, dude, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
And so, man, I think I end up writing like 20 different programs.
Did you really?
To handle the downloading of his shows that people were sending into him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, Rod. That's a lot.
He said, man, my wife is happy because I can spend more time with her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's what I do, basically. I could get into the heavy duty software for things, but I don't want to go down there. No, I know me.
You stand in your lane with it.
I know me. I'll go in on it hard, and then that means I'm neglecting something over here.
I understand that.
I'm gonna stay, like you say, stay in my lane.
You stay
things that I love to do.
Things that you love to do, right. And you write software.
That was out of a necessity.
Wow, ain't that amazing though?
That's amazing, bro.
That's amazing, man. That you start something out of a necessity.
Yeah.
That's the same way this started for me. It was more of a life-changing thing. It changed. It became a piece. It became one of those things where it saved my life, if you would. You know what I'm saying? In a sense, I think God gave it to me as a little gift, but a big gift because I love it.
Okay.
I absolutely love it. Jamal, jump on in here, man. I know you got a question because he's in this lane in media.
Okay.
And I've been trying to push him to come out more and talk. So come on, my brother. Ask a question.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine.
Okay. What is one thing that you learned when you first started that you carry with you today?
One thing that I learned, okay, let's narrow that down to a subject matter, because I love to learn. I'm always learning. So when you say one thing that you learn, are you talking music production? Are you talking internet radio? Are you talking software development? Are you talking website development? Are you talking training? Are you talking internet marketing, making money online? So
let's say engineering.
Engineering. One thing that I learned that stuck with me. That's a really good question. Wow, that's a good question, because there are things that I still do now that I've been doing since I was 12. And I think for me, paying attention to details.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Paying attention to details and understanding, why did I move that knob? Gotcha. Yeah. What does that knob do? What's the purpose of that knob? What's the purpose of that button right there? What does it do? How does it work? Signal flow. I know the microphone is plugged into here, but what happens after it's plugged in here? Where does the signal go? Correct. Those fundamental things stick with me, and I use them all the time. So, like, I have a digital mixer now. So, because I really stuck with that signal flow, what does this button do? What's this knob for? That helped me translate all of that knowledge over to the digital mixer. So that's I would say on the audio engineering side, that definitely stuck with me.
I love it. Cool. You got another one you want to ask Jamal?
As far as coming up, what would be a nugget for teamwork?
Teamwork?
A nugget for teamwork.
Ooh.
Which is great, because that's one of the questions. That's one of the things we'll talk about, team building.
Team building?
Yeah. And what's a nugget for that?
For me, I don't go out looking for team players until I find out what it is you do.
I got you.
I could easily add Chris on my team.
Oh yeah.
Because I know what he do. All of this proves and shows me that he's real about it.
Yeah.
That he's serious about it.
Yeah.
Because you can invite somebody on your team, and that can be the worst thing you could ever done. And I mean, even family members.
Wow.
I don't want to go there, but even family members. And then there are people that can be on your team. Believe it or not, you can have people on your team that you share ideas with.
Sure.
And they slip just enough negativity in there that could cause you to change what you were trying to do.
Wow.
So I don't build a team until I'm in the presence of someone who understands what I'm doing. They might not know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at them and evaluating them, and I say, wow, okay, they do that.
Yeah.
That's somebody I want to network with.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's somebody I can build a team.
Absolutely. I see exactly where you're going.
I can't just go to my friends. I got a lot of friends.
Oh, yeah.
But I can't include them on everything, because that's not where their mind is at. Even though they best of buddies.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's not where their mind is at.
It's all about that mindset.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So stay my friend, and I'll find somebody else who's got that mindset.
In passion.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It's so crazy, because we just had that conversation last night. We just had that conversation. Was it last night or the night before? It was last night, wasn't it? We was in here last night about 10 o'clock in the morning. I mean, 10 o'clock at night, after being well, you understand. It's really a grind. But we were having that conversation last night about that. Just like I'd rather just be your friend, and I want to keep you as a friend.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want us to become enemies and get into a huge argument and we never talk again.
Mm-hmm.
I would prefer you just do your thing and I'm gonna do mine. And that way we stay friends.
We stay friends because money will mess up
a friendship. Mm-hmm. I totally agree.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question on the engineering side. I guess this is an engineering question. I asked somebody else this. I'm gonna ask you this: analog or digital?
Oh,
and why? And I'm sure people have always asked that question before, but I wanted to ask you because of your range and man, I mean, if everything you do, you got a lot of skin in the game. So analog or digital, if you had to choose.
On what it is that you're equating the analog or digital to.
Music.
Again.
Rap music.
Okay, hold on.
R&B. Like Negro. Wait a sec.
The reason why I'm slowing it down is because there's various levels of that analog and digital.
Okay, understood.
You got the equipment that's analog and digital.
Okay, yes.
You got the recording that's analog digital.
Okay.
And then of course the final product could be analog or digital.
Absolutely.
So
that is a broad question.
That is a broad question.
And it can go anywhere.
It can go anywhere.
Okay.
So from the engineering point, I love the digital.
Okay. Why? Why would you say?
It's precise.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for you audio heads, because I hear you thinking, he doesn't know about analog. Yeah, I know about analog, the SSLs and all of that. And I know those have a very nice, warm sound to them.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You can't get away from that.
Right.
Yeah. But I guess I could do analog board, but record in the digital domain.
Okay.
Because the analog board would give me the analog warmth. Because I'm gonna tell you what we're doing now.
Okay. Yeah,
we're all digital, right?
Yes.
But then we got plugins.
Yes, we do.
That try to make it sound analog. I'm for real.
So true.
And that's what we're doing now.
That's exactly what we're doing.
So what does that say? Let's say there's something about analog.
Got you.
That people really, really like.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Because we definitely plugged in.
So, but the digital gives you instant recall.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
See, I remember back in the day when we was doing reel to reel, 16 or 24 track.
Wow.
Or even 4 or 8 track or 16. If you did a mix,
yeah,
bro, you had to have a notebook.
Mm-hmm.
And some people printed out like these little charts.
Yeah.
That showed the mixer. And you had to write what's on this channel.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the setting for every knob. You know why? Because if you had to come back and fix something in the mix, you had to set that mixer up exactly like you wrote it down on that paper.
Good, great.
So you will be there for an hour or so setting the mixer up, like it was when you mixed it the first time.
Good, great. That's a lot of work.
That's a lot of work.
That's a lot of work.
That's how we used to do it.
Wow.
So digital, I can pull up a mix from 10 years ago. Everything is right where it was 10 years ago.
Okay, understood.
And I could just make that one little change that I need to make.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I love that about digital.
Okay, understood. So that makes sense.
Yeah. So like if I mix your song and then 2 weeks later you come back and say, man, you know what? I think the guitar's a little too loud on that. I'll just bring the session up.
Correct.
Bring the guitar down a little bit.
Yeah. And
re-render it.
Yes.
Be like, yeah, that's it. Bro. Analog.
Huge change. Huh?
Bro, that's going to be 125, 200. Yeah.
Wow.
Because look what I got to do that.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. So that's the difference with everything then, huh?
It's a difference with everything.
I got you. And it matters.
It matters. And this is why people want to stay digital, but they'll buy or make plugins that give you the analog sound.
That makes sense, Rod. That makes a lot of sense, man. It really does. When I first started doing this, I knew that I would needed someone to kind of teach me a little bit of engineering to get me started. And so I called on Tori.
Yeah.
I ran into Tori. Yeah, man. I ran into Tori, man. And And he's laughing. He was like, "Hey, what you talking about? You don't know about engineering?" I said, "I don't, just because I've been singing in church all the years.
Right.
I used to watch y'all go through hell on the boards. I don't know nothing about that, though." You know.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man. So I told him, I was like, "Dude, if you could just come through, just show me a few things, show me what I need to do." But what happened was he called me. He was like, "Ross, your music is too loud." When I first started, he said, "I can't hear you, man. Your music's too loud." He was like, "You're too close to the microphones." And at the time, I was using the Samsung microphone.
Okay.
Great microphones, great, vocal mic. I could speak into them. Great microphone for the price point. I still got those microphones too, and I still use them, because the clarity of the microphone, I just like them. And he was like, "Oh, okay." He was like, "Well, what kind of board you got?" I told him what kind of board. He was like, "Well, look, I'll come through, show you a few things." So he showed me a few things. We went through it, and then he'll call me and he said, "Hey, man, that ain't it. Keep working on it. Remember what I told you about this, and that?"
That's
so
good, man.
Yeah. So Tori was in my ear.
Yeah.
Just like, "Yo, I listened to it, Ross." I said, "Oh, you listen?" He was like, "Yeah, I'm helping you with the engineering, man. I had to make sure your engineering was right on that end." And so he'd tell me, he was like, "You good, just turn it down a notch." I forgot the terminology he used, but he said, "Turn it down a notch. Remember what I told you on this day, man, do this and do this." So I had written a few things down. So he called me the other day. He said, "That's it. Don't do nothing else."
Okay.
He said, "Stay right there, man.
Okay.
Don't do nothing else. You get it." And then beforehand, when I was internship, I did the internship for the Aaron T. Jones Jet Black Empowerment Foundation.
Okay.
I interned doing podcasts. I used to have a bad habit of yelling in the mics when I first started. Ooh. And the producer of the show, Chris, he was like, he's like, "Ross, you ain't got to scream." Like we was talking earlier. He was like, "Dude," and they had Shure mics too. He was like, "You don't have to scream in the microphone, Ross. Just talk, man." But every time we start, and it was hard for him to fix, the distortion after the fact. Yeah. And then finally, here recently, I saw him again. He said, "Man, you got it now." But just going through that training, as you were saying, that training and wanting to do with it and wanting to go far with this, then you start taking it serious. Especially when you start spending your money too, right?
Oh, yeah.
You start spending your own money, then it's like, okay, ain't no bailout on this one.
Ain't no bailout.
This came out of my pocket right here.
Mm-hmm. And that makes you appreciate.
I mean, take up the time talking about that, but you're good, man.
You're good. That makes you appreciate when you have to buy something.
Yeah,
you appreciate it more.
Yeah, I totally agree.
When you give something away for free, people don't treat it the same.
Nah, they don't. They don't. So but when you pay for it, it's different. You become very protective too. Mm-hmm. Very protective. I mean, I bought all kind of cases. I was sharing that with Jamal. I bought cases for the cameras, for the microphones. Buy extra cords. What would you say the best XLR cords to purchase? I know everybody's going wireless, but
there's so many companies out there. Of course, Horizon, and then what's that? Monster cables.
Yeah. Those are.
But it's some other ones out there. But
yeah, I got you. Could you go a little deeper in? I heard somebody. Well, I was going to this thing. I actually got invited to be a part of a broadcast system. The same thing we were kind of talking about a little bit. Mm-hmm. I won't call their name, but I was going to be a part of it. But I just didn't feel right about it. You know how you were saying I just didn't feel right about it.
Okay.
The issue wasn't paying money to be involved with it. I think it was just so much about how would you make your money? How would you make that first investment? My thing was, if you're going to invest the money, how am I going to turn the money? Tell me how I'm going to get that money back. Tell me how that works so I can build my brand while working with you. That wasn't the problem, right? Mm-hmm. But I couldn't figure out how am I going to make that money back. Was it just an investment that you lose and you did it for a year and no return in that year?
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to ask you about that one, and the second thing I wanted to ask you about was And you just tell me if from your perspective, do you think this is true? I had a person tell me that radio brings you money, power, and influence. How true would you say that is from your perspective?
From my perspective, it can happen.
Okay.
But you gotta know how to make it happen. It's not gonna happen just because. A lot of people jump into internet radio thinking that you're gonna make money. No. No.
Right.
For me, it started out as a hobby because I used to hang around the radio station.
Yes, you did.
I used to be in there with Darnell.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yeah.
Who else used to be in there? Toby Wise.
Oh, Toby Wise. Man,
I used to be in there. Yeah.
A few, man.
And they would play what I
yeah,
what I would do in the studio there. But I always had a love for that.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it was a passion. So when I got into it actually because I was helping Tim Jackson Jr. at 97.
Wow.
They were doing internet
radio.
radio.
You're going way back.
Yeah. They were doing internet radio, and I used to sit in there with him over at 97. And he would play the stuff that I would produce, but I was just going there just to hang out. So I always had a love and a fascination for radio.
Yeah.
And then when I was helping him, I was like, this what y'all doing? This internet thing?
Is it?
And I was like, let me do some research.
Yeah. Let me figure this thing out.
Yeah. And that's what got me going.
Ah.
So when I first started out, I just did it for the love of it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's only been 7, maybe 8 years that I actually made money.
I understand.
And I was making money, and then I connected with Andre L. Carter out of Chicago.
Okay, yeah.
We have the same last name, but we're not related.
Okay, gotcha.
And he and I started working together, and we started combining promotions and things of that nature.
Oh, man, that's cool, man.
Together, we've made well over 100,000. But so I know people make 100,000 in a day. It ain't like that. I wish it was.
Bro, I love it, man. I love you bringing clarity on that. Now,
Yeah.
wait a minute, Ross. Now, hold on. Let me tell you, brother.
This is over like a 4 or 5 year period.
Okay, I got you.
I got you. So we was averaging around 25,000 a year.
Okay.
And then we had to split that.
Sure.
Because we just, but I had to find out how to make that money.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In your case, well, in anybody's case,
yeah.
To make money, you got to be visible.
That's right.
Bottom line is you got to be visible.
That's right.
If you want to make money in your local area, then you need to be very visible in your local. You got to get out there and hit them streets.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
I mean, hard.
You really do.
To the point where everybody know your station. If everybody in your city know your internet station,
you good.
You have a better chance of getting local businesses to advertise with you.
I totally agree with you on that. We recently I did the National Black Theater Festival one year. I interviewed quite a few folks.
Mm-hmm.
So I got that opportunity to do that, which was great.
Mm-hmm.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. And then we got invited to the Charlotte Black Film Festival, which was dope for us to. For me, starting out, I probably have been at this independently probably like 2 years.
Okay.
So to be able to accomplish those 2 big events, for me, it was like, okay, I'm rolling with this. I know God has a plan for me with this because those just happened. Mm-hmm. And of course, it was because of relationships, networking and being who I am today. Let's say that, you know what I'm saying? And building those good relationships and then, just being authentic, just being true to who I am. And so what would you say to someone who's first starting out and they want to quit, that may not have had the opportunities that I might have had, Rod, in that first year or two?
Started out and they want to quit. Is that what you asking me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised.
A lot of
you probably won't be, but
I know I'm not surprised, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Yeah.
Because I see people try to mimic me because they think I'm making money or whatever.
Yeah.
And they quit. And the reason why they quit was because they did it for the wrong reason.
They did it for the wrong reason.
They got in it thinking I can make money. The money doesn't come, so they're like, this ain't it. I didn't get in it to make money.
Not at all. It became a passion.
It's a passion of mine.
Yeah.
That started making money.
There you go.
Okay.
That's what I was just about to say.
Now, to answer your question that you did ask me, that I heard you say,
yeah,
is you need numbers. You got to get your numbers up.
Gotcha. Yeah.
People want to place product placements and ads where they know that there are numbers.
Understood.
See what I'm saying?
Understood.
Like this dude Shay, whatever, that did the Cat Williams thing,
killing him.
He's not gonna have no problems now.
No.
That brother took him to 20-something million in 3 days.
3 days, brother.
But he was already interviewing.
Oh yeah, he was already killing.
But that right there.
That right there was a whole nother level.
To answer your question, you need numbers. We got to get your numbers up.
Got to get the numbers up. I see what you're saying now. And that's a work within itself.
It's a work within itself. It requires some networking and it requires some creative thinking.
Yeah.
And it requires some advertising.
I got you.
So I'll help you. I
see
what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're gonna see a change here. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. You're gonna see a change here in a minute.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's been a ride, you know. I was just telling Jamal, you know, I'm glad Rod is coming up here because I knew there would be some great advice, some good constructive criticism to come along with that, especially from the standpoint of from marketing and working in this digital space at at 52. It can be done. Again, I feel like I'm doing pretty good for right now, but I know it's more. Trust me. I know it's another tier to this though, Rod. You know.
Yeah.
I was telling Jamal, I was like, man, we working now, but bro, this is nothing yet. Really, when you think about the amount of work you have to put into building a platform, it's quite a bit of work.
And that's why you got to have a passion for it. If you don't have a passion for it,
you'll drop out the race.
You'll drop out. Yeah. You would definitely drop out.
Ain't gonna happen, Captain.
It ain't gonna happen.
No, sir.
I think you found your vein, man. I really do.
Yeah. Thank you, Rod.
I really
Thank
do.
you, man. Yeah.
I was looking on Instagram and I said, man, look at Chris. I said, this is him. No, it ain't the singing. He can sing, but it ain't that.
I just told somebody that. I just said that the other night. I said, I think we had Ron on last night. Thornton. We had Ron on last night, and Ron said, hey, Chris, you can sing. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not passionate about it. Like I can do it, but it's not a passion. I found that out, Rod. You know, even though I can do it, and I love to do it. Don't get me wrong. Doing theater, I have an opportunity to use my voice.
Okay.
But it's not one of those things where I'm going in the lab. I got to cut this new album, you know, but I did write some stuff. I'm going to talk to you about it.
Okay.
So I'm that type of person. I think it's more of, I think it's divine. Like God will give me a song and I'll sing it and I'll record it and leave it in my phone.
Yeah.
And, you know, we talked about that a long time ago. And I said, I just got to get with him. And he can help me at it because I've already kind of sung it.
Okay.
You know, I know the basis of it. You know, praise and worship songs are repetitive.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of adding probably a couple of things in there.
Yeah.
And it's real simple. But I got it all done, you know, but I'm not passionate about it.
Yeah. That's like people ask me, where you playing at? Nowhere.
No. Yeah, I'm surprised you ain't playing nowhere either, Rod.
I learned a long time ago that just because I can don't mean that's what I'm supposed to be doing. And I let people.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, people tell you that.
People tell you that's where you need to be.
Man, you need to be. Yeah.
No.
And that may not be the case.
That might not be the case.
It may not be the case. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what's funny? Of course, music is in me because my father is Joe Robinson, jazz trumpet player.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I didn't know that until 18. I was 18. So,
gotcha. Yeah.
So music is in me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I got stuff on TV shows. I got stuff in one movie. I did get one movie placement.
Let's talk about that, man.
Huh?
Let's talk about that.
We'll talk about it.
See, Rod,
the name of the movie is Game Day. It's got Romeo Miller, and I can't remember the star's name.
Yeah.
But the guy produced it, took it to the film festival, and he lost interest in it.
Understood.
So I was like, well, at least put it out there so we can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He took it to the film festival, and it's a song me and Sonia Henderson, basketball player from Wake Forest.
Wow.
It was our song that they had in there. It was about a girl who worked for this company, and she was gonna get fired.
Yeah.
And they told her the only way to keep her job is to join the basketball team.
I got you.
Company basketball team.
Yeah.
So that's why they picked that song up, because it's called Lady Ballers.
Okay, understood.
Or Ladies with Game. So that's how that happened. And
understood.
But he didn't, because my thing was, even if it don't make the box office, please put it on Netflix, Hallmark.
Yes, sir.
Somewhere, get them residuals.
Yes, sir. Get some residuals, man. Yes, sir.
DVDs was dead by the end. I was like,
yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's so true, Rod.
But
that's so true, man.
I didn't want people to put me what what they wanted me to be
in a box. Yeah.
I just didn't. I knew I could play. But there were some things I couldn't do, and I couldn't understand why. And God was like, well, what makes you think I want you to play in the church?
Gotcha.
And I was like,
but you did it for years, though.
I did it for years.
Though.
I did it for years.
Yeah.
But that wasn't, he said, I'm going to let you do that, but that's not where
that's not, That's why it's so important to have a relationship with God.
Oh, yeah.
So many times we look to man to give us the answer, and it ain't in him. He's just a resource. God is the ultimate source for us, and so it's so true. When God speaks to us, I'm learning that. I'm still learning that. When He speaks to us about certain things that we're supposed to do, I don't care where you at in your life, God will speak to you and say, "Hey, this is not what I want you to do, man. I need you to move and do this." And as soon as it clicks, you'll see the evidence of it.
Yeah. And you know what else?
Talk to me.
If you're moving in the right direction, you could be broke, right? But because you're moving in the right direction, He'll bring the resources.
Let me tell you something, Ron. Man, that's
I'm for real.
No, you tell them
now, if you run in the wrong direction,
you tell them the truth.
You're gonna be broke.
You tell them the truth. But if you're running in the right direction,
the resources will come.
Let
me give you an
example.
Go ahead. I hope this helps somebody.
Yes, we want it to.
All right. So I got the studio at the house.
Yes, sir.
And I was like, I know how people's minds are. When they come into a studio, they're expecting a certain look.
Yeah.
Okay. And I didn't have that look. I had the equipment. I knew, but they don't care nothing about that.
Right.
Your mixes can be world-class mixes. I don't care nothing about that. They want to come in and look at where I'm at. Click, click.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth? That's the truth,
because I couldn't figure out why were they going over to this dude and they stuff sound like it's in an AM radio station.
Oh, wow.
And my stuff sound,
Yeah.
And I found out because his look. So I said, all right, I need to upgrade my look.
Yeah.
I didn't buy a studio desk.
Yeah.
I built one.
Yes, sir. You did.
I built it. Didn't have a mixer to go in it.
Oh, really?
No, I ain't had no mixer to go in it.
I didn't know that.
I broke it. I got it down to 2 mixers that I wanted.
Yeah.
And I posted them up on the board in front of me.
Yeah.
Now watch this. I don't have a mixer yet for this desk. And I made the desk flexible because I didn't know what size mixer I was going to get.
Yeah.
So that the mixer can sit in the middle.
Right.
A friend of mine called me up, Daryl Ray. He bought one of the mixers on my list.
Gotcha.
He said, I ain't got my studio yet, man. I don't want to just put it down there yet. You want to just try it out, play with it.
Yeah.
So that allowed me to play with the mixer. I love the mixer, but there's just some things about it. I was going to get it.
Yeah.
And I put it down in the desk. I was like, man, this is going to look good once I get I get mine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I gave it back to him. I had it for about a month, gave it back to him, and he had finished building out the studio.
Yeah.
In the church I was at, we was sharing the church with another church.
Okay, gotcha.
And they had an analog board.
Yeah.
And they switched to a digital board.
Yeah.
I came in, and the sound was
incredible.
They didn't change the speakers.
Okay.
They didn't change the amplifiers.
Yeah.
They only changed the board.
Whoa.
And it was the baby brother of the second board that I had on my wall.
Man.
From that experience,
yeah,
I said, I'm going with the second. Okay, now these consoles cost $2,000-$3,000.
Sure.
All right. So I took the other one off the wall.
Yeah.
I already knew that's the one I want. So finished, the desk was finished, painted black and everything. I put an old dusty, rusty, don't work mixer in there, little analog mixer in there.
Right.
3 months later, got a call. Long story short, $5,000 was deposited into my account to do this project.
Yeah.
That $5,000 got me that digital console.
There it is.
In other words, by faith, I built this desk. Didn't have no money to put the kind of mixer I want in there.
Look here. I know what you're saying.
Didn't have no savings.
I know what you mean.
But because I walked in that direction, the resource came.
The resource came. I just told Ron, I said, man, it's your work that supports your faith, man.
Yeah.
It's your work.
Your work supports the faith.
It supports the faith.
You can have faith all day long.
All day long.
That's why I said faith without works is dead.
Yeah, so it's your work. That thing opened up to me. I was reading and I said, it's your work.
You got to work.
You got to do the work.
Yeah.
Man, you got to do the work.
Because see, if I want to be an NFL player, I can have the faith all day long. But if I don't go out there and put the work in, the opportunities don't open.
Yeah. Donuts and sandwiches.
Sitting around getting that belly and all that.
Then you ain't going to.
You got to do the work.
You got to do the work. Even a lineman got to run.
You got to run. So, yeah. Whatever your faith, whatever you have faith in, whatever you're believing in, you got to put some work behind it.
That's right, Ron.
Yeah.
That's right. Sweat and tears, man.
And I see you've done that.
Yeah, I have, Ron. Yeah,
I'm just. When I saw it on Instagram, I said, "Look at this joker right here."
Hey, man, you know God is good, man.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
I can honestly say that there were some days where it was like this. Now,
okay. And well, it's gonna always be like that.
Yeah.
And I've learned. I've learned not to worry.
Yeah.
When I don't have.
Yes.
I give you an example. I was out there raking leaves one day.
Yeah.
Didn't have the mortgage, right? Didn't have the money for the mortgage.
Yeah.
I wasn't behind, but I just didn't.
But I know what you mean. I got you.
I'm out there raking up the leaves. I say, oh, God, I don't know. I don't have it.
Right.
You got it. Well, yeah. You got, you can make it happen. I don't have it.
Yeah.
So, but I ain't leaving this house because you didn't give me this house for me to do. You know what I'm saying? I was just laying it on the line.
I know what you mean.
I'm out there raking the leaves. Looks up, a car comes in the driveway. I'm like, it was my brother.
Yeah.
I kid you not. The first thing out of his mouth. Now he lives in Maryland.
Right.
First thing out of his mouth, how much you need? What?
Who told you that?
Right. Right.
You looking around like, boy, who told you that? First of all.
And he had it.
Yeah. God, man.
And so that right there showed me or propelled me or gave me the faith to say, you know what? If you don't have it, don't worry.
Don't worry, man.
Put out there what you need.
Make
it known, I ain't got it. I can't do it.
Yes.
I don't have it.
Yes.
But it's going to get done.
Yes, sir.
It's going to happen.
Man.
I don't know where. That's how I got my house, too.
Yeah.
That's how I got my house.
Oh, I'm with you. I'm told. Trust me. I told somebody the other day, I said, this is probably my faith. I don't think my faith has ever been this strong.
Okay.
In my life. I think this is the first time I've ever seen something all the way through and completed it too. I can honestly say that. Okay. And I'm proud of myself. You know what I mean? So if don't nobody ever cheer me out, I'm my biggest cheerleader because I know some of the losses I had to take, to build this. I know some of the things I had to kind of deny myself of in order to do this. The sacrifices, pretty much. I couldn't do this. I couldn't go do this. I can't go here. Because it's a sacrifice. But there's a bigger plan. There's something I'm looking at that's greater, and I just, damn it, I believe in it, Rod.
Yeah.
And I think when you get to that place, then you just know, Rod. And I'm gonna tell you, Rod, this has been just like a beautiful conversation, man. So what's next for Rod? What Rod got going on now? Well, we close out.
I got a lot of things.
Yeah.
I just started maybe about 6 months ago. Everybody's heard of media-based BDS or Nielsen ratings or Billboard, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I was a part of BDS. My station was a part of BDS, and then they switched over to media-based.
Okay, yeah.
I've always wanted a system that will pull in what all the stations are playing, chart them, and then have a master chart. I accomplished that.
Oh man, congratulations.
I accomplished that about 6 months ago.
Yeah,
it is really going well. It's gospelstationcharts.com.
Oh man, awesome, bro. Yeah, congratulations.
Right now there's about 51 stations on there. So you can go and see what stations are playing you, how many times they playing you.
Yeah.
There are fees associated with it.
Sure.
But that's one big thing. And then my other thing is, okay, Rod, you've learned you're not big time money, but you've learned how to make money.
There you go. Which is key.
You've learned how to make money, so teach it to other people.
Yeah.
So that's what the internet marketing piece is.
I love it, man.
Where I'm teaching other people. I got a system.
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir.
Let me ask you this.
Okay, talk to me.
You got a phone bill, right?
And
you pay that every month, right?
Every month. Yeah.
Do you make any money off that?
I don't. I do not.
Then how long you been paying the phone bill?
Ooh.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. What if you paid $27 a month into something, right? And the only thing you had to do was refer other people. Okay. And you make a commission for everybody you refer.
And I'll be referring somebody.
Right. But check this out.
Go ahead.
Most affiliate systems are free.
True.
Most of them are free. And you get like 3%
off of each sale.
3-7%, and
I understand that.
It has to be something that somebody wants or needs.
True.
But everybody needs money, right?
Everybody needs money.
I don't know nobody that don't need
money. I don't know nobody.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're paying $27 a month. You're referring people. Everybody you refer, you're going to make 75% off of that referral.
Not 3%.
Not 3%.
75%.
So it ain't about me making the money.
It's about you making the money.
It's about me helping you make
the money.
Wow. But you're going to make it every month.
Understood.
So the more referrals you get who stay in the system, the more monthly income you get.
That can stack up.
It can stack up. I made it such that if you get 100 referrals, you're going to be making right at $2,000 a month.
Oh, that's sweet.
Just off of 100 referrals.
Just off of 100 referrals. That'd be a nice $2,000 a month.
Yeah.
Just to add to what you already got.
You get 500 referrals. How much you think that? Well, you don't know what the.
Yeah, I don't know.
You get close to $10,000 a month.
Man, do you know how many people you talk to in a day? I know I do. It's an easy referral. That's easy. That's easy. The networking and the company that I'm around, the people that I'm around. Yeah, I see what you're saying now.
But people have to see how that works. Now, it's training. There's training that's involved. There are other financial opportunities that are involved.
Yeah.
But that's what I've been working on here lately.
Oh man, that's good, Rod. That's good, man.
Because see, when you go to your job, They dictate how much you can make.
They really do.
They take out how much they want to take out.
Yeah, they sure do.
You know, and they can decide if they want to give you more or not.
Facts.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with this system, you're in control. It's your money.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And if you want to make some money, you better open your mouth.
Open your mouth
and get
post
out there.
The link.
Post the link. Yeah.
Yeah.
And get people referred. It's that simple.
It's that simple. Because see, I've been a part of a lot of internet marketing systems, and
sure.
I'm like, why are they making this so goddamn hard?
And it ain't that hard.
It's not that hard.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I've seen systems where, and I've joined them and paid the money. You get in there right there, and you can make that $600, but you got to sign up to 8 different things.
Oh, you sure do.
And you may end up spending $300 signing up.
Yeah.
Man, come on.
Yeah, you losing really.
Really?
Yeah, you losing that.
Because you get that 600 one time, but those whatever you signed up for, that's coming around every month.
It's coming around every month.
Every month.
Yeah.
So in the system I made, that's it. It's just 27 in.
And then the rest is on you.
And what the referral that comes out, that's you.
That's you. Wow.
It's almost like everybody's taking a little bit, and putting it in to help everybody else.
Okay. Yes.
But you got to get your own referrals.
So in order to make you money.
And it's not multi-level marketing. It's not pyramid.
No.
It's straight one-off.
Well, I've had some awful
experiences
too, but we don't have to get into that.
Well,
but you know.
But that's my latest thing.
Well, that's awesome, Ron. That's awesome. So how can the folks get in contact with you, Ron, and all of that good stuff if they want to see some of your be a part of number one, what you're talking about now, and then number two, some of the teaching products that you have available.
I have a YouTube channel. If you operate the software called Radio DJ, I have a YouTube channel called Roderick's Radio DJ Tutorials. It's over 1,000 subscribers on there.
Love it.
Now the website because some things that I teach has copyrighted music in it, and I can't do it on YouTube. So the website is howtoUseRadioDJ.com.
Gotcha.
Those videos are in there. So
gotcha.
That's a training site, and it's free.
And that's free. Okay.
There's about 500 students in there right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Sure to charge.
Yeah, you bet.
But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's 500 students, but that'd be looking real sweet right now, brother.
The other YouTube channel is, of course, I got my producer Roderick channel. And then the other YouTube channel is Roderick's Sam Broadcaster Tutorial.
Okay, gotcha.
Gotcha. And that's got a website, mySamBroadcasterSetup.com. Now that's one-time $27 membership fee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think I don't know how many in there. I have to go look.
Okay, yeah.
Go look. I want to say close to 1,000, but I have to go look.
Okay, I got you.
I have to go look.
I think that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that too, Rod.
Yeah.
Listen, man, if you could say something in closing, if you could say something positive to encourage someone not to quit and to pursue their dreams and whatever their passion is, if you could say something positive in closing, what would you say? And you could just take that time to give you the floor now to take the time to.
Okay. Well, before I do that, the other thing you was asking me about, is make money with Roderick.
Make money with Roderick. All right.
.com.
Make money with Roderick.com. All right.
If I could say something positive to the audience, the listening audience, it would be find out what it is you were created to do. There's something in you that some people find out what it is, some people don't. There's something in you that comes naturally to you. You didn't have to go to school for it. You just know it. Just for whatever reason, you know how to do plumbing. For whatever reason, you know how to do cabinetry. For whatever reason, you just know how to work on cars. Develop that.
Yeah.
Develop that, because that was given to you to help you sustain yourself. It was
right.
never meant, if you got the gift to work on cars and really got the gift to work on cars.
Yes.
Why are you bagging groceries?
I don't understand it.
That's not your gift.
No, not at all.
You know,
I can go in there and bag some groceries now.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, and there's nothing wrong with bagging groceries.
Nothing.
What I'm saying is, look within yourself, look over your life, and find out what it is that you do naturally that you did not have to go to school for. Those are your gifts.
That's right.
It may be one, it may be several. And focus on those. Learn what those are and just kind of dig into that.
All right.
See where it takes you.
I love it. I love it. Listen, I hope you guys have heard something today that could help you become a better you. Listen, we pride ourselves on trying our best to bring you some of the best content that actually can help you become better. And I hope you guys have heard something today that can help you become better. And Jamal, any closing thoughts, my brother?
Man, this has just been a blessing.
I love it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us again, Rod. We really do appreciate your bringing your presence here and some of the knowledge that you dropped on today, man. I'm running on about empty right now, Rod. Yes, sir. But I absolutely love this. Listen, make sure you go and you like and subscribe to the Ross Clown podcast. You can check us out at 7722. You can check us out at the Mix Network Ross Clown podcast collab page. And for all of your media needs, please check us out at the Mix Network LLC.com. That's www.themixnetworkllc.com for all of your media needs. Hey, again, this is Christopher Ross. And this is the Ross Clown Podcast. Make it a great day and keep being great. Peace.